Kleppers Corner. Today in history, August 17th. A microcosm of history. Segment 1, welcome back, folks, to Kleppers Corner, Today in History, the show where we remind you that no matter what happens today, there's probably someone in history who had it way worse, or at least more dramatically. And today, August 17th, is one of those dates that feels like history's group chat got hacked. It's got everything. Kings dying, nations being born, presidents perjuring, walls bleeding, mobs lynching, and, of course, because humanity always needs balance, a steamboat that went chug-chug. Honestly, if August 17th were a movie, it'd be a Quentin Tarantino flick, a messy anthology of violence, irony, and the occasional farm animal metaphor. Segment 2, the voyage that launched an era. Robert Fulton's steamboat, 1807. In 1807, Robert Fulton proved that if you strap a teapot to a paddle wheel and add a rich guy with political connections, you can change the world. His North River steamboat, later called the Claremont, made it from New York to Albany in just 32 hours. 32 hours. People were so amazed they forgot to mention you could walk it in less time if you skipped leg day. Now, Fulton wasn't the first guy to try this. John Fitch had a steamboat back in 1787, but he was basically the Nikola Tesla of boats. Great ideas, no money, and everyone thought he was weird. Fulton had Livingston, who not only financed him, but also pulled off the New York State Legislature's version of a cheat code, a monopoly on all steam navigation in the state. Imagine Uber, but instead of surge pricing, it's just Robert Fulton laughing in your face as he sails past your sad little rowboat. So Fulton wasn't just an engineer, he was history's first tech bro with venture capital. And like all tech bros, he called his boat Fulton's Folly, before anyone else could. Spoiler, it worked, turned a profit, and launched a transportation revolution. Thanks to Fulton, America moved from wind-powered if God wills it to coal-powered if you can stand the smell. Segment 3, New Frontiers, Venera 7 and Double Eagle 2, 1970 and 1978. Fast forward to August 17, 1970. The Soviets launched Venera 7, which became the first spacecraft to land on another planet and send data back. Where did it land? Venus, the planet that's basically a hot pressure cooker with acid rain. So congrats, humanity. Our first planetary postcard was basically, wish you weren't here. Then in 1978, 3 Americans floated across the Atlantic in a balloon. The Double Eagle 2 went from Maine to Paris in 137 hours. This was not a Cold War achievement. This was 3 dudes with money, free time, and apparently no fear of crashing into the ocean. While the Soviets were proving their superiority by dropping robots into hellscapes, we were proving ours by throwing a frat party in the sky. It's the perfect metaphor. The Soviets go for science, America goes for vibes. Segment 4, A Death in the Shadow of the Wall. Peter Fechter, 1962. On August 17, 1962, 18-year-old Peter Fechter tried to escape East Berlin. He made it halfway over the wall, got shot, and fell back into no man's land. For nearly an hour, he screamed for help while East German guards watched. West Berlin police threw bandages like they were in the world's worst carnival game, and U.S. soldiers stood there like, sorry, boss says no. It was the Cold War in a nutshell. Rules over humanity, ideology over compassion. Peter became a symbol of the wall's cruelty. His death was photographed and broadcast worldwide. And while the world screamed murderers, the guards probably just filled out paperwork that read, wall maintained, one less bricklayer. Segment 5, Titans Fall, Frederick the Great, 1786, and José de San Martin, 1850. Frederick the Great of Prussia died on this day in 1786. He was Europe's original work smarter, not harder guy. Except his idea of smarter was conquering neighbors and banning torture. He turned Prussia into a military machine, like if IKEA made soldiers instead of bookshelves. Efficient, but no one ever had fun assembling it. Then, in 1850, José de San Martin died. He was South America's liberator, pulling a full Hannibal by dragging troops across the Andes. Unlike Frederick, San Martin actually quit when the job was done. He said, the presence of a successful soldier is dangerous for young republics. Translation, I could be dictator, but nah, I'll go retire in France. Frederick kept power till death. San Martin walked away. One trusted the state, the other trusted the people. Which one sounds more modern? Trick question, both would have been canceled on Twitter. Segment 6, An American Tragedy. The lynching of Leo Frank, 1915. In Georgia in 1915, Leo Frank, a Jewish factory manager, was lynched after being falsely accused of killing a girl named Mary Fagan. The case was fueled by anti-Semitism, sensationalist newspapers, and the fact that Frank was a northerner running a factory in the South. Basically, he was every cultural resentment in one body. Governor Slayton commuted his sentence to life because the evidence didn't add up. And the response from leading citizens? They kidnapped Frank from prison and lynched him. Leading citizens. Not random drunks, judges, lawyers, politicians. The same people who probably complained about parking meters. That lynching inspired two very different movements. The rebirth of the Ku Klux Klan and the rise of the Anti-Defamation League. So in one grotesque moment, America said, we're going to double down on hate, but also double down on fighting it. And that, friends, is American history in one sentence. We did something horrible, but hey, at least we spawned a nonprofit. Segment 7, A Nation Proclaimed, Indonesia, 1945, and Animal Farm. On August 17, 1945, Sukarno declared Indonesia independent from the Dutch. The Dutch weren't thrilled. They tried to come back, but the U.S. told them, hey, no Marshall Plan money if you keep this up. So the Dutch left, and Indonesia joined the world of nations. Meanwhile, in England, George Orwell published Animal Farm the same day. Indonesia was living the dream of revolution, while Orwell was writing the nightmare of revolution gone wrong. One was pigs saying all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. The other was Sukarno saying all Indonesians are equal unless you're Dutch. The irony is perfect. In one day, we got both revolution's promise and its cautionary tale. It's like history said, congrats on independence, now don't mess it up. Segment 8, A Presidency on Trial, Bill Clinton, 1998. Finally, August 17, 1998, Bill Clinton became the first sitting U.S. president to testify before a grand jury about, you guessed it, sex. Later that night, he told America, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky, which translated means, okay, fine, you caught me, stop reading my diary. That day shattered the mystique of the presidency. After Watergate, after Iran-Contra, America looked at Clinton and said, so our president is basically a horny frat boy with a saxophone. It blurred politics and tabloid culture forever. We've never gone back. Without that moment, would we have had reality TV politics today? Probably. But Clinton's testimony greased the wheels, or, dare I say, the cigar. In conclusion, echoes of August 17th. So what's August 17th? It's a day where the best and worst of humanity share a calendar. It's invention and lynching, liberation and death, satire and scandal. It reminds us that history isn't a straight line. It's a messy group project where half the people show up with groundbreaking ideas and the other half set the classroom on fire. And tomorrow will be another day of history, but today, August 17th, reminds us that humanity can build steamboats and space probes, proclaim independence, write world-changing novels, and still, somehow, screw it all up in spectacular fashion.